Dallas Fire Rescue defending its response to a deadly apartment explosion in Dallas. The new details being revealed this afternoon.
And as investigators get to the bottom of the explosion, donations are pouring in for the victims. I'll tell you why.
One thing is for sure, you'll sweat this weekend. It looks pretty hot. Your full weekend forecast and looking ahead to our next chances for rain.
An update to breaking news. We have learned that one of the Dallas police officers involved in a plane crash earlier this month has died. The department says Sergeant Joshua Boykin died from his injuries. He was one of 3 aboard a small plane that went down in a field in Forney on May 16th. Early reports from the FAA suggest the plane experienced an engine failure. The Police Association is asking that everyone keep his family and the other injured officers in their prayers.
To the best of our knowledge, everyone is accounted for.
New at 5 now, we are learning new details about that deadly explosion at an Oak Cliff apartment complex in Dallas yesterday. Thanks for being with us here at 5 o'clock. I'm Jason Wheeler in for Chris Lawrence today. Dallas Fire Rescue says 3 people were killed and that 2 of those victims lived together. Fire crews say 19 families in all were impacted but can't give specifics, and they don't believe that anyone else is still missing. They also haven't been able to determine who made the initial call about a possible gas leak in the area before that tremendous explosion. They say the NTSB, the Dallas Arson Division, and the ATF will all be investigating. After that, debris removal will happen there at that site. DFR, Dallas Fire Rescue, says that their main focus has been finding and rescuing victims up to now. They say that real heroics took place yesterday. Today, WFAA learned that the Clyde apartments were up for sale and that a company was drilling in the area at the time of this explosion. Many victims left with absolutely nothing as they now try to figure out what happened and what help might be available to them. Scoop Jefferson shows us how the community has been coming together and rallying to support those victims. Scoop?
Yeah, Jason, as investigators piece together the chain of events that led to the explosion, the victims are getting help piecing back together their lives after the explosion. Today, I've seen everything from monetary donations to clothing to toiletries. Donation centers just overwhelmed with the generosity of people here in North Texas. Donation organizers at Mission Oak Cliff describe the help they're getting from the public as overwhelming. They have partnered with the Red Cross and the City of Dallas Emergency Management. After a plea on social media, people have dropped off gift cards, non-perishable foods, bottled water, clothing, blankets, and so much more. After seeing the fire and feeling the explosion, several North Texas businesses and local retail shops are stepping up as well. The owner of Home on Bishop in Oak Cliff is donating up to $7,000 in clothing.
We have a line of ladies' clothing, and we're going to donate, obviously clothing, but anything we can just to help out in any way. I think the first priority right now is to help these people find a place to live.
Well, it made me really sad. It made me feel bad for the families, and I just felt like I needed to contribute and help out some way.
IT Serve Alliance donated $1,000 to Mission Oak Cliff, along with gift cards for the victims of the apartment explosion. The folks at Mission Oak Cliff, they believe it's going to take several weeks for people to get their lives back together. So they're stepping up, helping those 19 families as much as possible, and urge anyone who wants to help them help those families. We're live in Dallas. I'm Scoop Jefferson. Back to you.
All right, Scoop, great to see the big outpouring for all of those folks from that apartment complex. Really appreciate the updates. We just learned minutes ago that a lawsuit has now been filed against Atmos Energy Corporation because of the deadly explosion yesterday. That lawsuit claims Atmos failed to properly monitor conditions in the complex and alert residents that there was a natural gas leak or the probability of one. Atmos, though, has said that its crews were not doing work on any gas lines yesterday. This is the first lawsuit filed in the aftermath of that explosion. We're going to have more team coverage, of course, throughout the night as we continue to gather new details on this big story. Be sure to stay up to date with the latest breaking news right here on air and on WFAA Plus, which you can download straight to your TV. All right, taking a live look outside right now. It felt like a little taste of summer today. You can feel the heat starting to get turned up. Senior meteorologist Jesse Hawila here with more about what we can expect in the weekend ahead. It's that time of year, so we've got Labor Day, or rather Memorial Day coming up, that's traditionally, or we just had Memorial Day, that's traditionally when we have that unofficial start of summer, and it feels like it.
And it's feeling like it, yeah. It really is. It's going to be very hot this weekend. 95 on Sunday, so we'll be feeling that for sure. There'll be heat index values close to 100.
Yuck.
It is that time. 91 at DBU right now. South winds at 9. The heat index, I mean, it's in the ballpark. The heat index is 96 at DBU. Fort Worth is 90, feels like 95 when you factor in the humidity. Dry in the Metroplex. We'll watch again in far western sections of North Texas and then farther west than that to see if there can be a couple thunderstorms that make it in toward Abilene and Haskell. Those will likely collapse before reaching North Texas counties. Saturday, 93. Sunday, 95. It's going to be a hot weekend ahead. Rain chances stay away for the weekend, but return for the work week. More on that coming up.
All right, Jesse, thanks for that. A tragic ending to the search for a missing little Salina boy. Police tell us they recovered the body of 8-year-old MJ Ashmead from a pond near his family's Sutton Fields neighborhood home. He was first reported missing just this morning. Police do not believe that foul play was involved, but will continue to investigate. Terrible ending there. We have the Salina Police Department's update on their search and recovery efforts on demand right now on WFAA Plus. Our hearts go out to that little boy's family. Looking ahead now, the trial for a former Frisco student charged in a deadly track meet stabbing will begin Monday with jury selection. Carmelo Anthony, who is now 18, is charged with killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet that both teenagers were competing in last year. The presiding judge has imposed strict rules ahead of this trial. He also issued a gag order which prevents anyone who is connected to this case from speaking publicly about it. Our team coverage with expert analysis will begin on Monday. We'll have a recap of the day in court every night of the trial at 8 o'clock, and you can follow along on WFAA Plus, which again is free to download straight to your TV. Well, Fort Worth is hooking up local businesses ahead of the World Cup. The city rolling out its Howdy truck to hand out merch and banners and visitors guides for visitors when thousands descend on North Texas for the games. A little hype mobile there. The first World Cup game kicks off Sunday, June 14th in Arlington at Dallas Stadium, as it is now being called. Today, tickets are on sale for the FIFA Fan Festival concerts in Dallas, too. Fair Park welcoming artists like Baby Bash, Turnpike Troubadours, and Major Lazer during the games. They'll be performing at the Dos Equis Pavilion there. You can purchase tickets on Fair Park's website. Well, plans for America's 250th birthday celebration are hitting a few snags now as we take a live look at the White House. Some of the artists scheduled to perform are now backing out, citing political concerns. President Trump launched Freedom 250, the group behind the concert series. But artists like Martina McBride and Bret Michaels have now pulled their performances, saying that they had no idea that President Trump was behind it.
My agent called me about 3 months ago and said, "Joe, you want to do a show the 25th in Washington?" He didn't say nothing about Trump.
Right now, Flo Rida and Vanilla Ice are both still scheduled to perform. And as we prepare to celebrate the nation's 250th birthday, our Red, White, and You initiative is telling the stories of everyday Americans who are making their communities better every day. Well, Chris Lawrence today is introducing us to a North Texas student who is making an impact across the world.
Maya Menon arrives bright and early, over an hour before the first bell rings. Opens her laptop and fires up a Zoom call to connect with girls 8,000 miles away.
The Ugandan culture, it's a warm culture, but there's a lot of boundaries for young women.
Maya created Global Girls Connect to mentor students at the African Women's Workforce Initiative and started recruiting her classmates at the Hockaday School.
She talked about how they were kind of in this cycle of poverty and didn't have the education to get them out.
Each year, like I've been in it for 2 years, so we get paired with these girls, and it's like 2 Hockaday girls and 2 girls from the school in Africa.
The idea took flight a few years back on a family trip from Dallas to the Jinja district in a small village right along the Nile.
This is my first time in Uganda, and I just wanted to thank you guys for welcoming me.
What was your initial impression walking into that village for the first time?
It was such an incredible experience. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen.
What she witnessed here stayed with her.
And I was so inspired by the girls there that it led me to want to figure out how I could use my resources at home and connect my community at Hockaday with the school and sort of act as another support system for them.
What made you think, I can pull this off?
Honestly, I didn't think I could pull it off at the beginning.
Maya shared her plan with Hockaday's Director of Social Impact.
I told her what I had experienced and I pitched my seed of an idea to her, and she was so supportive and she was totally on board.
40 students have now joined her mission, and they've raised $130,000 to help more young women get training and internships in Uganda.
Okay, I'm going.
Today, they're helping the girls sell themselves to potential employers.
And the elevator pitch was definitely a good way to facilitate that and learn how to tell your story, but also to market yourself and speak confidently, because that's another big part of the program.
Everyone gets to keep a bandana, so make sure you take...
Maya eventually went back to Uganda after so many conversations online. What was it like seeing them for the first time?
Face to face, yeah. It was incredible. It makes such a difference to be able to see it firsthand and to see how their skills have improved over the past 6 months or however long they've been in the program.
And when other students made the trip, it changed them too.
I'm very grateful, obviously, to be at Hockaday and get my education, so I definitely don't take anything for granted anymore.
What have you learned about yourself?
Building something from the ground up is something I had never done before, especially not at this scale.
The students are separated by an ocean, but united in their drive to learn, lead, and dream bigger.
And again, that was Chris Lawrence reporting there. If you'd like to hear more about Maya's mission, we've got the full extended interview streaming right now on WFAA+. Well, HEB is moving forward with its plans for its store in Dallas. We're going to show you where and how soon construction could start on that big project. Also, a Texas billionaire rolling the dice on a familiar question: could gambling finally come to Texas? We'll tell you what Governor Abbott had to say about that. Plus, new reaction from riders who were stuck on a Texas roller coaster for hours, and yeah, backwards. We'll be right back.